Yeah, folks, Quillyteen here, and welcome to Quillyteen Complains About User Interface Stuff. Who decided, in Songs of Six, that the loading station, why does it have a different user interface from pretty much everything else in the game, right? Like, oh, okay, if you want to set what resource go into warehouse, we've got a clear button-ish over here with settings. Honestly, part of me kind of feels that this looks a little bit like a tab setup, but sure, it's a button. With the loading station, we got this resource box, and clicking in here does nothing. Maybe because when there's things in here, there's contextual stuff to clicking. No, you have to click on this text. Your mouse doesn't change. It certainly isn't styled like a button in any way whatsoever. But if we click on the word resources, that's how we put in a request for resources. Wow. 0 out of 10. Oh my God. Seriously? Virtually absolutely unacceptable. Like, unloading, I don't know if loading and unloading stations are brand new to the game, and therefore the user interface is underdeveloped. But wow, there's not even really a symmetry between the two, right? Because this has got the resource here, which fair, that and in line with some other things, right? Like the haulers and stuff, which, and I'm 100% sure that using a loading and unloading station for this is completely inappropriate, like, and incorrect for the scale. But I want to learn it, and we'll take it down. That's stupid. That's ridiculous. Anyway, we'll go and put this in, and then get, I don't know, I guess I'm dedicating all of it. I don't know if it makes any difference here, whether I say 1 or 8. But, in theory, now, no stations that accept the resource. There is, I don't know if it's like, if I do this, that clears the insufficient workers. Oh, okay. So that's interesting. They won't deliver to a station that's not at a full worker count. For whatever that is, which is weird, because more workers presumably just makes them like load and unload faster. But it's weird that they won't even send the request out. Anyway, I'm going to go and, well, maybe I should wait for this delivery to happen. I was going to say I'm going to like cancel this. Actually, that's an interesting question. What happens if I turn off this building now? Right? Freeing up those workers. I don't know if it frees up the resources. Interestingly, the workers are still there. They're still preparing a cart. The cart is definitely still going. It looks very fun. Okay, it is only 1 tile wide. That was the other thing I was worried about, like sort of Dwarf Fortress style. Do we need a wider path? Okay, the workers are... Okay, now the workers are going away. And is the stuff just stuck here? If I do this, will it dump it? There. That'll dump it there. Okay. I think I will go and just flat out destroy this. I'm assuming that this won't get rid of the cart. Let's find out. Yeah. Because I think it's going to be unnecessary. I will let you arrive at the unloading station. We'll process that, then I'll tear it down. And then I'm wondering about putting a hauler, like... And I still don't know what the advantage if the haul... I feel like haulers are just mini warehouses. Like, I don't know if there's a meaningful difference between the two. Does it make sense for me to put a hauler here in addition to the warehouse? I mean, presumably, it'll reduce the workload of the warehouse itself, but we might end up with the exact same net worker count. Okay. So now we have resources. Enough space. Yep. Okay. Yep. And then that's going down as the thing gets delivered. So they move 200 goods per load, which is really nice. I think it might be more useful with, like, let's say we set out these mines out here. I think that's probably the case, right? This, well, that's not actually a terribly big mine. Might be a bad example. Okay, neither one of these big. But let's say we had a big mining site far from home. Like, this is clearly huge, right? If we want to access all this coal, and you know what? Maybe that's what I should do for the coal mine. We've got a couple of bits in the city with some coal that we didn't build over. But maybe I should just be like, listen, I'm going to build a giant coal mine over here. And because this produces continuously and in theoretically huge amounts, that might be the ideal thing to then unload over in this warehouse here, which is where we can store up to 10,000 coal. So we could just have an unloading station over here specifically for coal. That might make huge amounts of sense. But I don't know. Oh, nice. Oh, a little bit of foraging over there. You know what? Well, I don't know. Sure, a little bit more food is fine. Speaking of, okay, we're down to 7 months. We still have the grain, which does list a net positive, which is not entirely believable, but sure. And then markets over here. What are we short on? The cut stone, which we are producing more cut stone than before. And then is our regular stone still going up? Not very quickly, but it is still going up. Okay, it feels like we've got a bit of a balance going on. Our defense is now up to 27. And yeah, Violet the Pirate still just at large. Is that, they just toggle from at large to hiding? But I'm still wondering if it affects the chance of being attacked. Minus 180, 366. I don't know where we started last episode with and where we ended. I don't like that the loyalty is down. Yeah, anything below 100 sucks. Now, can we go and improve this? I think this is just a lagging value based on happiness. Okay. Food, I don't want to give you more food servings. The food stalls are currently trending upwards, which is nice. I still want the fancy lights. Fancy. Well, there's a lot of things called fancy. Fancy hearth, which could be very valuable. Is it not called fancy? There's fancy well. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Is it lights? Fancy lights. 75. Oh, and we need the second floor and the fancy bench. Okay. Well, actually, what do we need for the fancy bench? Because that might be nice. There we go. Let's do that. Cut stone is still a bit of a bottleneck for us. I guess I'll wait, since I don't have the cut stone. And what if I want the knowledge somewhere else? Okay. Turning the efficiency boosting. Honestly, the raw stone. Where are we at there? We get the improved stone mines, yeah. So I might not want more. Got the improved ore mines. Whether or not those things have been upgraded completely, I don't know. We have the gem mine unlocked, but we've had it unlocked for a while, haven't done anything with it, which I don't love. And yeah, I don't like. We're probably going to get an emigration wave here, and I really dislike that. Water here and there. Glory. You actually want me to go to war? Treating our captives well, prevent bad blood and more. Do we have what? What? What does that mean? Captives. What determines if we're treating our captives well? Oh. Okay, so they do want a higher army, but they also want enemy kills. Prowess? Your success on the battlefield. Okay, so the actions after a successful battle. Oh, treating our enemies well. Okay, so they're complaining their chivalry skill is currently 0. So we actually should be very actively starting some wars. All right. And then stockpiling gems as well. It's interesting that the craterism isn't as met. Is it possible that these shrines... Oh, no, that's right. They needed furniture, and we hadn't upgraded those bad boys. 3, a minion, Praetor. Yeah, okay. Let's go and upgrade all these. And in the furniture. We do need the furniture from upgrades. We're still waiting on the cut blocks, so that's going to be okay. You're still grabbing grain from the fields. Oh, and this here can be trashed. Yeah, there's nothing here. We'll free up the workers. Hang on. I'm going off screen. Songs of 6, warehouse versus hauler. Storage or haulers? Haulers free, open air, single footprint. Single resources, exposed, doesn't have the spoilage. Has nothing to place. Yeah, okay. It feels to me that haulers don't do anything different or better than a warehouse. A warehouse is a hauler with better storage, but cost to build up and things like that. So it sounds like the haulers are really good mini warehouses that aren't supposed to store a lot near your production centers, which is sort of a read that I got. So I'm going to keep going with that assumption. So I'm going to say I don't need a hauler over here. And then over here, the only thing I could consider is, hey, maybe it would be nice to just drop the grain into a closer stockpile, just so it's not sitting outside, which is what's happening right now. What if I went over here and I just said, listen, you don't need to stockpile as much clay, because honestly, we're having a hard time filling that up. But I'm going to get you to store a little bit of grain in here. So I'm hoping it means the farmers can go and drop it off there a little quicker. It won't rot. The farmers are terrible haulers. But it looks like the farmers do want to deliver it somewhere. I guess with the industry buildings, I don't think they ever deliver because they do have like the ability for local storage. No many emissaries, that's fine. So you can produce up to 9K for the year, and we're only storing about 1,000 in here. Like I don't know. Let's do this. We can store up to 3K, which is only a third of the harvest, but the hope is that it's then also being moved somewhere else and consumed. And we do, hold on. Oh, and here's something we can do. This grain pickup. The whole thing with this might be, unless I set up a second hauler. Oh, I wonder, can I define more of these spots based on the size? I'm betting the answer is no. I'm betting the answer is no, but let me go and make a bigger hauler for a second here. Since it costs nothing. Let's do a 3x3, which actually has more storage spots than that. Right, it takes a little bit of material time, and we're going to clear it, but it doesn't actually cost, or sorry, it doesn't take some construction time, but it doesn't actually cost any material to do. I just want to see if this has got more pool spots. Actually, I might leave this here anyway, because the whole thing is it's going to pull from that other place. Construction time was actually more lengthy than expected. I mean, admittedly, we don't have that many spare odd jobs. Okay. No, it's still just that. All right. So what I'm going to do is I will set... Oh, you need a good. Yes. Grain. Set that. I'm going to change... Oh, you're grabbing from hauler 2. That was the closest source. Okay. We'll leave warehouse red. No. That's right, because that's also nearby. So it's going to be this warehouse here. And then the furthest one here. That's a bread warehouse, yeah. Grain there or grain here. I'll do grain too. Okay. So you're on a yoink from those guys. And do that. Oh, and do you have dynamic workforce? You do. Which might always leave one, which might sometimes be idle, but isn't the end of the world. I mean, you've got some grain sitting here already, which is nice, but yeah. Grab any that might accumulate in here, and there is some already, which is good. Force is low, that's fine. Okay. Those are done. Yeah, I think the next thing I'm going to want to do is the torches. So, let's, or the benches, that's right, because it's all on the way. I will upgrade the benches. We've got some cut stone available. And I'm going to do more things that freak some people out, apparently. When I do this, it's not necessarily prioritizing things, but I'm assuming a lot of the stuff that I'm mousing over can't actually get a functional upgrade anyway. And other than maybe tweaking the capacity of things, that might be annoying, but okay, so these benches. Oh no, you're not upgrading. Because maybe I didn't have enough cut stone for all of it. Oh, you also need furniture. Ahaha. Okay. Furniture is still generally going up. Maybe not as quick as I might like. I don't suppose... How do I feel about updating our furniture production some more? Wait, is the furniture not here? Oh, I forgot about the scroll. You know what? Yeah, another 5 workers. Yes, okay. So I spent those points there. Get a little bit more furniture production. We'll have to keep an eye on our wood situation. I think it's trending downwards, but we still have plenty pooled up for now, so I'm not going to worry about respawning yet. Although, watch me forget, and then it'll become very dire soon. But yeah, the furniture production rate definitely went up. How's our hauling on these two? Consumption. That's the warehouse right there. Okay, 99, because you're really good. It's a little lower here. I wonder if it is worth getting a dedicated hauler for you. It might be. I mean, at some point it'll just be loose. What if, okay, I don't think we're going to need all this space for stuff. I like leaving the greenery. That's part of it in this little walk. But here's what I'm thinking. What if I just scale this back a little bit? And then put a little wood warehouse down here, which will be good when these turn on. It's a little closer to this guy over here. I could even get, if it's really little, I could get it pulled from that one as well to bring down here, although I don't think that's going to be as necessary. Anyway, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go into this and shrink. Let's do this. 3x3 interior warehouse space. Construct warehouse. really, really small. Boom, boom. And then one little door there. Done. And I think I'm going to not want this to be automated workforce. I think I just want to have it set to 1. And that's it. Effectively, this is just going to be... I mean, with the wood decay not being so bad, honestly, maybe this would have been better as a hauler. But I kind of like the idea of this little hut. Part of me wants to build it out of wood, so it'll be just slightly more adorable. Which is silly, but there it is. Okay, so furniture is definitely going up. We'll do some more bench upgrades in a second here. It'd be nice to just have an upgrade tool for a specific type. You know, mass upgrade all benches, but the best I can do is a box select, which might upgrade something else along the way, but that's okay too. Generally speaking, I think if I've got the technology to upgrade something, I want it to be upgraded. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to... Okay, the gear's not on by default. Hire 1 person. Prioritize? No. I don't think that's required. And yeah, there's no loose stuff to go over. Well, hold on, maybe. So I guess that's... Yeah. I will pull from this wood one with no particular limits. Interesting, there's no... Oh, no resource selected. So you're just here to store wood. 4 crates, which is a huge amount. Okay. Right, it defaults to the thing I've selected. Like if I had it selected over here with no pull limit, which I think is fine. I mean, in theory, if there's not enough over here. Oh, that has me unincorporating. So it's just 320. I think I will want to update it. Honestly, probably update it twice. It's going to get upgraded at some point. You know, next time I do a box select, it's going to be upgraded anyway. So I'll just go ahead and commit to doing that. So you can fit up to 2,000 wood, which this has more wood than that in here. So we're not actually going to empty it. And our wood production is enough. No, I think this is correct. So it's still, I'm not putting up extra priority, but because I don't want to fight with the others. Oh, that's the auto mode turned off, which is okay. Hopefully I don't forget that. I'm going to call this mini wood. There. Or maybe I should have done wood mini so that it's in alphabetical order with the others, which actually I guess is probably wood. I have to accept that it's going to be wood mini like this. And I do have the room. So we have wood, wood mini with the auto turned off. Okay. All right. That should help with the furniture making. Hard to mouse over here and not be mousing over a person or the stockpile. I need to specifically hit a little empty spot. But that should help you a lot. I didn't have a hauler over here, right? I'm not doubling up on things. Nope. Okay, good. Astra Laboratories passed away. Yeah, I think we can do a direct replacement. That's going to be fine there. I think there was still was it still the grain one, right? Where it was like, you are over promoted. Although barely at this point. And it's not like we don't have the promotions to sit around. You could do with an update. Yeah, because we need 90, we've only got 50. So there you go. Kind of need, it would be nice if I didn't have to mouse over every single one of these things to check the values. You know? Boy, this really is a Quill complains about the UI. The more I get into a game, the more I want to play a game, the more I want the UI to not be an annoying mess. Okay, we still need to go and update the clay pits. What's the next upgrade over here? Yeah, the gears, which we will investigate at some point. We could just do some imports, not that we have the money for it right now. The worker count is there, that's fine. Tools, we could give you more tool upgrades, which actually might not be the worst thing in the universe. If we look for clay, can I afford any of the clay upgrades? Those are all done. Presumably the next one in the queue is this. We have a lot more innovation, which clay requires on 112 because it's going to max out that and bring us to here. Okay. I could go and upgrade to the next one, but there you go. You're at 3 tools. We could go up to 4. Honestly, I mean, it's not the tools I'm worried about, although... Oh, tools are declining, so we do want to babysit that some more. Our tool industry isn't huge, but is it maxed? Consumption rate 100%. Workers set to 100%. We are going to need more smithies because this is going to be what's our weapon and armor. So I think smithy tech upgrades makes a lot of sense. 1.6 workers, sure. And then that becomes too expensive. We need this first, which is fine. And then more tools later. Okay, I'll put a little doot in there for getting a little bit more tool stuff, because I would prefer not to run out. Right, we're not... Oh, hold on. We're not purchasing clay. Do we have metal? We do still have metal, but without coal. First of all, does the smithy work without coal? No. And the metal smelters either. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn off our metal industry. So that's both metal smelters and the smithy turned off. Because if we're not affording coal, then nothing else is working. We don't have the outputs. We may want to set slightly different furniture export standards. In fact, at this point, it's probably worth checking that. I don't know what the percentage is. Mostly, we're not trading furniture simply on the basis that we are not producing enough over here. Yeah, I think I can probably do something like... Well, or what I should do is lower the amount of furniture we store in places. Which is mostly central warehouses. Yeah, let's just do that. In our central warehouses, maybe I can just keep like one bin of furniture in each one of these places. Let's go with 2 crates. There. And I'm assuming it's just all the central ones we want to do. And we're going to bring them all down to 2 crates. So it's 1K furniture per. Which is going to be more than enough to supply maintenance. There you go. We don't have a dedicated furniture storage, so that's fine. And then I won't mess with the percentages. And we've got a little bit more room over there. That's okay. Oh, apparently I did get a little bit of coal. Let's develop the coal mine that's inside the base. It's not very big. I think that'll be plenty of room. I want big storage. This might be overkill for this one, but it seems really handy to just go ahead and do that. And then auxiliaries, right, we'll have to leave a little bit of room, but I don't actually want to get on the coal, which is hard to see, to be honest. I don't think there's... Is this bit the coal? Let's see. Deposits, 110%. Okay. Okay, deposit count didn't go down. And these were 27, I think, so we overshot a little bit, but that's going to be okay. And then up to 30 workers. It's not a big coal pit. And then we want it to bring it from there to over here. So I definitely want a hauler for coal. Well, hold on, no. No. We accept coal over here. These work as haulers. Yeah. So these guys here will go and yoink coal from this coal mine. I lost it already. Over here. Now, I'm hoping that because they have internal storage, the workers that go here shouldn't complain that, oh, I have to go so far to deliver coal. And honestly, I think these warehouses, these central warehouses... Oh, I don't think they accept coal. Okay, they don't. If I take a look at the the market building. They don't have an option for coal. Okay, so that leads me to think that coal is never something that we have to go and maintain. That's a fancy market. Look at that. It feels like I'm playing... Oh, what's that? Hold on a second. Azul? Board game where you place colorful tiles, like explicit tiles. Azul, yes. A-Z-U-L. Lovely, lovely board game. And that's what this is making me think of. So, what should happen is the coal should get mined, sit on the stockpile, and then be brought here. If I understand everything correctly. And there's definitely still some gaps where I don't know. And what's scary isn't the gaps where I don't know something. What's scary is the gaps where I think I know something, but I'm wrong. That's always the worst. In life, in every aspect of life, that's the scary thing. Right? There's, what is that? There's some quote, oh, damn it, was that applied to the freaking Iraq War or something way back when? Like, there's the known unknowns and then the unknown unknowns or something like that. I'm sure I'm butchering it. And this, like, the known unknowns are fine. If you know what you don't know, that's okay. It's still a gap. You prefer to know it, but you can at least adjust your behavior to the fact that I know there's something missing here, but I'll do my best. Right, metal smelters go away. Yep. There's no employees there at all right now. We'll be restarting that soon. We still have a decent amount of metal stored. Do we have anything? Yeah, so maintenance is still consuming it. There you go. You're here. There's no upgrades or anything over here. I don't know if it's worth doing the research, although the first research levels are really cheap. I think whoops, come on. I think I will do that. Oh, well. Including tools? Yeah, so I'll do this, which is going to finish up all the basic. I'll do all the starter extraction tools, which is 2 pips of this. Oh, we are out of tools, but the whole idea is this is... Come on, slow down. Is we're going to be kickstarting this industry. Okay, so we've got coal coming back in. So now I'm going to open this first metal smelter up again to start getting a trickle of metal, even though we still have some stored up, but we're going to get a little slow pace of this going on. And I'm going to go and turn on the smithy once again. The drought. Amazing. All right. And the smithy's got those tools done. Okay. So we temporarily cycled a few workers. So be it. What the frack is going on? Why do I get 2 different bad events back to back? A Dominator cloud? A Dominator cloud was sighted nearby, a very rare phenomenon. This cloud-like entity moves across the sky at a glacial pace and influences the mines around it randomly. From orders to move in various directions to commands to kill, the mental compulsions are incessant and mostly minor. Most are able to ignore them with a bit of practice. Those who are unable to do so will remain enthralled even once it is no longer visible. While this derangement can eventually be cured, once the cloud leaves, the affected will try to follow it. Restraining them just cause them to expire from their exertions, so opiates will be needed. Come on! Why? So it looks like it's going to boost or lower sanity. Presumably boost maybe derangement or something. I don't know if there's anything I can actively do about it. Damn. We have a few opiates, so I did put that storage on, but we're not really going to actively do anything with it, I don't think. It does remind me, you do have to get the rations going. And that'll probably be... I think I could go and put it near the asylum, since we know the asylum needs some. But this also might work out nicely. This might become the military district, right? We have the training grounds. We know rations are needed for some of the military. We need an army depot. So if we do like a ration builder over here and a military depot over here, and then maybe just some relevant haulers to pull that stuff in. I mean, ideally, like if the rations can be made entirely out of grain, maybe it makes more sense to put near some of our grain storage. But at the same time, it makes sense putting near the military. I mean, the ideal chain might be like grain farm, grain storage, ration maker, military, in that sort of layered thing. You know, a sandwich or a trifle. Time's it. It's nearly lunchtime. That explains. I'm like, wow, why is my brain going that way? You know, that would be why. All right, we've been stored as frozen at 3.66K here, but I assume it's just going to get a little bit worse. Happiness did go up, although loyalty is now met, which might lead to some problems. Environment's got a slight update. Services got a slight update. Access dipped slightly. Clothing, still need more clothing. Do I want to bring down any of these? No, I don't think so. Pottery has been very stable. We might even be trading away a little bit of it. How do I feel about the amount of powdery being stored? Do I want to go and lower this? Probably. I mean, the amount of use we do. You know what I should think about? Because some things need a lot of storage, even if I don't need a bunch of it sitting around. Like, it's not like I need a bunch of wood sitting around, but I kind of need to think of storage as a percentage of our sort of ratio of like input and output. I mean, in theory, if our inputs and outputs are matched, I don't need any storage, or maybe like 1 box of buffer. In practice, we want to have a larger buffer to accumulate this. And I might want to do something like set a rule of thumb in my head that at least something I can start with and then adjust from there. Like maybe I want to think of storage as whatever our input or output, I mean, ideally, again, I've got both, but maybe it's coming from trade or whatever. So whichever one of those numbers is more meaningful, although we don't get an easy total. Wow, the net is really dripping down here. Anyway, I was thinking like times 10. So let's say we've got, let's call this 2K wood production. Then I might want 20K storage, which is currently how much I've got stored. But you know, obviously I've got more bins than that. So I might want to scale down my bins. I don't want to see it hit a cap, although that's what the export can be for if I'm willing to do it. Here though, I actually might want to think of it a different number. Clearly my, the bigger number isn't the production, it's the consumption, which is going to be sitting at around 3K. So I might want 30K storage. In any case, it tells me that I could probably decrease the amount of storage because I've got 3 times more than it's necessary. And this isn't a high decay product. Some of the others might need slightly different, but yeah, probably we can bring that down. And I think what we'd want to do first is, again, look at our central warehouses, because we could bring some of it down there, which I might, oh no, I already did with the 2K. Yes, that's true. So I could look at the big wood warehouse over here. Here's the thing. If I don't need the storage for anything else, having an overabundance of storage here isn't hurting me. I've dedicated more real estate to it, but it's not adding more workforce. The workforce is entirely based just on the actual workload. So regardless of how many bins are in here, that's not making a difference. What I'm wondering about though, is it worth putting some furniture storage in here or something else? Nothing else really consumes anything in this area. So it's not like, you know, it'd be handier if I also had some metal storage or something, but that's not the case. There's nothing else in this area that stockpiles anything. So I think we'll do that. Now, the mini wood could be another candidate for, hey, do we want something else? Like if the carpenter had a secondary resource, it might be worthwhile. The paper maker also takes wood, which we don't need. And then over here, the daycare doesn't actually consume anything. So that's fine too. And then over here, you've got dedicated storage. So I think that's fine. I mean, clearly we've got more wood storage than we need. I could go and tear half this building down. That would be the thing to do. If I could do that and then use the space for something else. Okay, we do need more wood production, which let's go and take. We still have the knowledge we got to spend. But if I go back over here and I'm like, all right, listen. Let's max that out. Oh, and I can give you more tools. Oh, we don't have the tools yet. Here, and I'm going to do that. There we go. I'm going to spend everything. Wood is clearly very, very important. I'm going to ask for more tools so it's ready. Although if that takes tools away from something else, that might be a little annoying. All right. Smithy is active. Tools are netting upwards. Metal's probably netting downwards, yes. But slowly, and we have a bunch stored up. And if we think about our, say, 10-to-1 ratio over here, right? Again, so we have about, so if, out of input and output, the output is higher, so it's about 60 per tick. Let's call it 100, just round up, which means I probably want 1,000 tool storage available. I've actually got 12,000 available, which is way too much. I don't know if there's a quick way to find out everything that stores tools. There's a little icon here. Do my central resources take tools at all? They do. One thing I wonder is, do they have to? Because they're high priority, and if people are bringing tools all the way over here that don't actually ever get used, yeah, I'm going to say my central warehouses do not need tools. It's interesting that it stays there. Presumably if I do this and come back, then it's gone? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to do this because I don't want them to be constantly yoinking tools away from maybe somewhere that could use it more. We might be doing some unnecessary grabbing. And then the tools... Oh, then that actually becomes an interesting question. Oh, hang on. These were the only places that stored any tools. Then you know what? I will go and assign 1 bit of tools at each one of these places. My bad. Which might be, like, more tool storage than we strictly need, but then they can just drop it off at the nearest possible place. Okay, 2,000 for tools. Yeah, which is sort of a 10-to-1 ratio. If we do go and put like an export to sell above, say, 50% or something like that, because it does feel like we want a decent buffer. Like, part of me is like, I might want to say something like, well, it's just over 90%. You know, before it fills up completely, let's sell that. But that might not be big enough numbers to properly trigger the exporter in a like healthy and productive way. So we might set it to a bigger buffer, and then I could always add some extra bins as well. I suppose, just in case it comes up. The export does take workers. I guess I'll wait to see it turn red. I wonder if I should turn off more of these. I'm curious if anything's being exported. Well, again, we like the furniture. 0% workload. I mean, they're only hiring one person. They keep the minimum there, even if it's not going. I don't know. Okay, we're a million miles away from ever exporting the leather. Lots could happen, and that's actually quite interesting. 25%. I mean, I could change this percentage, or I could just change the number of bins that are assigned to pots. We got to remember these bins are also being applied in our central warehouses. Although, again, if our central warehouses have more than one bin assigned to pottery, I think that's unnecessary now. I think it was necessary at some point, but it no longer is. So central pottery, no, that is a 1. Presumably, they're all set to a 1. Okay. So it's mostly just this clay and pottery warehouse over here. Stores a fair amount, and maybe doesn't need to be this much. Right, a little bit of grain. What I'll do is I'll lower this to like 6K storage over here. There you go. So the central warehouse priority, they will grab from there. We only sell stuff that's over here, which I think is fine. And it's not going to sell when this bar is over 50%. It's selling when this one here is over, was it 25%? Which seems pretty good to me. Although, where is that pottery export? Oh, it is in this area. Perfect. And okay, probably this was originally something else. Maybe for clay. Exporting fur here does make sense. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to blank it out. And... oh, I think maybe it was... did I already turn it off? Or did it turn off when I turned this off? I don't know. But I'm just going to clear this out and leave this here. Possibly this might become a clay one later if we ever end up, producing more clay. All right, clay is technically positive, but it's hard to see. I think maybe it's positive, but then the laboratories actually scale up how much they're taking once they get fulfilled. I'm assuming the target amount is fixed, but maybe not. 2 times as much. Man, they really do eat a lot of clay. It's ridiculous. Right, more gems if we want to level that one up. Still want to do the gem mine. Okay, population is still fairly static, and our humans could really use a boost. Okay, well, let's go back to looking at... oh, and there's more benches upgrades and things like that. But let's go back over... is it under Civic, most of the stuff I'm looking for? Yeah. Those are fancy benches, which you've got. We don't have enough for this. Fancy hearths. I mean, maybe. Do humans care about pillars? Sculptures. So benches are service. Sculptures don't seem to be, but is it under environment? Yes, and they would like it. I'm betting that's a fairly easy thing for us to do. We can also upgrade the speakers. Fancy lights. Or, wait, how... oh, right, I need the second floors. What's the priority? Well, let's get the pillars, because it is actually fairly cheap. We'll get the second floor. Now, I will have to be careful of the box select, because I don't necessarily want... oh, that's a little awkward. I forgot about that you can't see the building. If I go in a room upgrade here, will it tell me? Oh, that's the wrong building. Okay, upgrading a house is fine. Do we have any homelessness anywhere? Because what I might want to do is upgrade. Okay, so some of the people working at this bakery will then tell you what we're going to do. We're going to upgrade you, 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 and you. And what is this? To 18. Okay, so not 20, but definitely more people over here. I might do a few more houses. Let's do this block here. I don't think there's anything else in this block that will be upgraded. Oh, okay. Those houses are done. Interesting this number doesn't update instantly, because I think the upgrades happen instantly. Oh, right, because this is reporting some of the... Yeah. Is it one homelessness or one free home? It's not one free home. Yeah. Is there some homelessness? I don't know why it's saying one. And what, why it's picking that over other things. Any other homelessness? Oh, that's been resolved. This area is still kind of complaining about that a little bit. Upgrade those. And I'll do another block over here. Okay? And let that trickle in. I don't know if this makes them happier about their houses. For me, I'd be less happy if there's more people living in the same place. No. I was hoping that maybe with the filter, this tooltip would give me more information. I'm assuming I'm reading this correctly, that these places have some homeless people working here. Now, it could be a mixed race issue, right? These are all human houses. And maybe it's another species. Yeah, there's some bug people living here. What I might need to do still is start a new housing block. Or reserve a few houses for some of the others. Because, yeah, I'm going to assume, because there's bug people working here, maybe what I should do is set this house to explicitly be a bug person house. Or I build new houses. Heck, I could even slop down a few houses over here. It might be a little loud. I don't want to put it on there. Maybe over here with enough space where I could build a double wall. I could actually, since I'm not expanding this, right? This is all I need for the stone. What I could do, just for funsies, is put down stone, a little divider wall over here to start off with. And then I could go and get some houses and build on the road back to back. Yeah. Like this. And like this. And then I'll have a double wall, and I think that'll be good for the sound. There we go. So we'll get a new housing block over here. Just do a little too wide thing this way. That way. And then, so that's a wall, so I don't need torches, but we'll put one here and here. There'll be a little gap, but that's fine, I think. Tree, 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 tree. And then we do have the ability to build statues. Statues versus pillars. Oh, some people hate them. I think these are just two different styles. The fact that the stats are here and not here, I'm assuming they're just different styles. And then, yeah, it might become... Face outwards. It might become important to make these not everywhere. Or do we keep saying, screw you to the other races and focus entirely on human preferences? I might. I like this at these intersections here. We might want full coverage, but... Oh, I wonder if they can walk through here or they'll have to go around. Oh! They're actually slowing down crossing that. It's because there's no fancy road underneath it. I think that's the actual problem. Oh, they are going around the torches. Ooh. I may have to change my mind about some of this. See what happens when these are built. And take a look at the traffic. When these are built. There we go. Yeah, people are having to go around. Okay. I don't love that. Certainly it feels bad in this area. Of course, I can just build them the other way, which is entirely what I'm going to be doing here. But I need to learn. So we'll do this instead. Okay. Done and done. I might not go ham with the statues, as it turns out. I don't know. News. We will have some upgrades for these at some point. You will just need stone, so we'll just get the fine speech upgrade. That's going to be fine. Okay. I guess, you know, I've been kind of obsessed with the fancy lights, but the fact, well, people mostly complain about the lights. Well, I think I'm still going to focus on that. I think that might increase the light radius. What? The entity, oh, it's a cloud! The entity has arrived. A wispy bulk is positioned right above your city. Flashes of not quite lightning light up its body periodically. Oh my god, the sanity is even lower than before. Hinting at something more defined as center of the cloud. Your range are utterly mesmerized and follow it with unblinking eyes. Now is the perfect moment to administer medication to the range. Great, yep, well, I mean, ooh, look at it all turn green and freaky. Uh-huh. The problem is, I guess I could have been like, quick, let's get some opium. It's interesting, you don't actually add it to the asylum or anything like that. Maybe, because the hospital, I think, could get opiates. Maybe that would have been the thing to do. Interesting, consumption went down here? It was saying minus 80 for a long time. I don't know if I got an upgrade that changed it. I don't know. 3.68k. Population did go up very little, but it did. And our soldiers are there. We got more soldiers. We've got that. And our strength situation over here, 36. So Violet the pirate is no longer willing to come at us. Okay. So again, there's still bigger fish that are willing to come and that we might still have to pay some ransoms on. But I'm just assuming we're getting that a lot less than before. That's the hope. Meanwhile, let me double check the homelessness situation again. Okay, this is no longer yellow. This still is. Oh, those houses haven't actually been built yet. So fair enough. They're going to build slowly because, you know, odd jobbers and things. We are... Oh, is it harvest time? I wonder if they hit 0. I didn't look at it. I wonder if they hit 0 at some point. Okay, furniture's going up. Clay is going up. Actually, fairly speedily, and then down again. Okay, we are getting some fluctuations either in the workload or the consumption. But so be it. Build even fancier roads. I don't know. I'm not going to do the fine speech. I will wait for the hearth, hopefully. Produced target. Wait. Our produced is higher than our target. I'm assuming this is a fluctuation of workers. So we're not actually going to get more. If we want more tech, we're going to need more libraries. We don't have more library upgrades. We can upgrade the laboratory. I could upgrade the administration. 26. Oh, this can keep boosting. We can get more logistics. Also boost the school for whatever that was. We can boost work safety. I should really, hold on. Songs of 6, immigration speed. How to increase immigration speed. Build services. Yeah, I don't... Okay, we'll try it. We can always turn it off. I gotta remember this. I go and spend 20 administration here. Is that gonna help? Of course, if they immigrate just to then leave because of low loyalty, that's not ideal. Wrongful deaths. I'm sorry! Sorry that people are dying from... You know, the whole kill and brawl is not helping, but I did really need to go and boost this. We could turn off immigration in these other categories now. I don't know how much we're bringing it down with the human, like, lack of majority. Oh, actually, well, that's it. Oh, hold on. Can I move your side? No. Mountain Lord, near your fortress, important business. Brothers and I ask compensation. So, okay, this is a, wouldn't it be a shame if something terrible happened to you? We've got the money. I hate the idea of losing this much bread and grain. That's actually going to crunch us up a lot. Paying the sum's a safe bet. Declining might lead to trouble. How tough are you? Well, the 385 soldiers, which is more than the number of soldiers I have. And mine aren't geared up, so I'm assuming that this force really is quite a lot stronger than me. I'm worried about our food situation, but I kind of, like, I don't know how bad it is if they come and, like, slaughter everything. How much damage do? Do they hit and run? Do they ruin things hard? Are they going to just get to my throne room and game over me? I mean, at some point I might just have to go and accept one of these and be like, YOLO, but I feel like they've got double our soldiers and presumably they are trained and armed. And my people might be starting to get trained. Probably not yet. And they're certainly not armed, so I think I have to pay up. Which is this guy? Lakera Lecter. Way down here. 2.3k power. Is a little bit more than me. Okay. I think the paying them off was required. What was I thinking? Oh, yes. This majority. What is it? 66%. Okay. So that's fine. We might have a hard time keeping the other races happy if we're mostly focusing on human happiness. But I think this is probably okay. These race population will be self-limiting by the fact that I'm not really focusing on their happiness. They might incidentally get it as if there's something that we do that they like. But that's it. Now, I feel like that distracted me from something, but of course, I don't know what that was. How's the wood situation? Oh, it's actually netting positively. Okay. And then if we take a look at this furniture shop, the consumption, yeah, it's probably going to trend towards 100 here, as it's here, although you don't have... That's interesting. I'm assuming whoever's working here is currently going out and getting a load of wood. Oh, I can see that if I go here and look at Bronk. Well, you're currently in leisure time. Okay. That's fine. That's allowed. If I look at you, so a few torches, humans like this. Let us take up arms. It's like jewelry. If I look at the world map, that's not the world map. That's the world map. Ooh, what's that sword? Are we not friends with you? Free lands. That's your garrison. What's the... Can I get a strength meter? What is this? Support. Support towards your majesty. Low support increases the chance of rebellion. Right. I did see something like it's worth spending some envoys to preemptively build up support so that when you take over the land, they're not all rebelly. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to go and reset these guys, since I don't have the envoys anyway. Well, actually, apparently I do have some, although that is probably going down. None there. With pack, let's go ahead and actually keep you up to the 2.5. I mean, you are fairly large, so that makes sense. There. I have 6 points available. So over here... I'm going to spend the 6 points. Now, there might be a little bit of decay. Tell you what, I'll bring it down to there, 2 envoys, because it's presumably decaying over time, because we're not producing new ones. And all their neighbors, okay. And is this what you're producing? Prospect. Spoils, shrines, okay. My goal is going to be to go and take Rovexti. I think it's someone I used to trade with, but I think they've been sort of semi-conquered. All right, so military status. You over here. Ah, you're at 5% melee training. Okay. Well, just keep training hard to get there. Oh, I guess this division I should also be like, listen, you should also train up for melee. We're going to work towards there. It's not as many of you. Did it stick? Because I didn't hit accept. No. I'm going to say, I think... I missed and did this. That was the same as a cancel. We'll put that back on. We might want more of the training grounds, but I don't really have the ability to dedicate more people to that. Okay, wow, lots more innovation. So, well, we might need to keep boosting our farm, especially since we just took a short-term hit here. Let's max that out. Yeah, because our bakery rate is perfectly fine, obviously. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to spend all of it on the grain. And I know I do want more leather, so I'm going to do this. We might add some more aurochs later. They're not terribly... Well, it's 24 people. So they're not terribly worker intensive, because we are going to want more leather. Oh, it is sitting clearly in a negative with the library, and we need the research. Okay, this fluctuation is not great. We are going to want more of that. 3.71k, so population has gone up, which is grand. These houses are done now, and yes, in here for the other species. I feel you have neglected our friendship to a degree that is unsustainable. Would you like to repair it? Well, I clearly can't. Are you going to start a war with me? How screwed am I all of a sudden? Oh no! Oh no! I did want to double check the homelessness situation. Wish it'd be a little easier to zoom out. No yellow over here. No yellow over here. A little yellow at this bakery. So someone who's working at this bakery is homeless. And it's probably, again, the sort of mixed species thing. I could put a couple of homes in here. What else am I reserving this area for? Really nothing. So I'll do that. It's either that or I like reset what some of these houses are assigned to do. And I don't know if I'll be able to put two of these side by side. No. Yeah. Well, hang on, I can do this. Someone can sneak around back there, which is fine. Okay, kind of a interesting little housing block. But it will work. And let's make sure. We got a light there, although not every species cares about that. Put it down there so it shines down that way. And a tree. All right, cute. And then, yeah, hopefully whatever other races will go and yoink that as needed for this area. But yeah, that's so the mixed species things has got extra macromanagement that's in there. But again, I think that's probably fine. Okay, ooh, this episode has gone long. I'm really feeling good about the increasing understanding of the game. Things are finally starting to click. It's hard because there's so many aspects of the game. And there's not always a great amount of feedback on some of the mechanics within the game itself. We are going to take a food dip because I think those people are still coming to grab our stuff here. So we're going to see a little bit of a food crunch, which I don't love. Already down to 6 months over here. I might have to say, listen, humans, I'm going to have to bring down your food servings by 1 notch. Stretch our food supplies a little bit. You'll appreciate it when you don't starve. Still want to set up the gem mine. In theory, we shouldn't need to import coal anymore. We still have the 1 import station, which doesn't take workers. And as long as we don't dip below this, we're not actually going to import any. So that's good. 100k over here means our booze is starting to be imported again, which I like. Okay, I'm going to put a cut in here. Folks, thank you so much for watching another episode. Thank you so much still for the continued advice on things. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.